kettlebell Russian swing, I'm going to talk about the 3 main keys that I use to help maximize the kettlebell Russian swing and get the most bang for your buck out of this movement. First things first is going to be your setup, all right? So your setup, we're going to start behind the kettlebell, a good 1.5 feet or so behind your kettlebell, because we want to set up behind it so we can get it into place off your first rep, okay? So your stance is key here. Where your weight's at is key. We're never loaded up in the toes on the Russian swing at any point. We're always back in the heels, loaded up in the heels, so we can load up the back side of the body. So the hamstrings, the glutes, that's what we're trying to use here. So from here, we're gonna bend the knees slightly, so you just loosen your knees. The knees aren't gonna bend any more than that. We're gonna be hinging at the hips. And so you're gonna push your butt back, hinge at the hips. You're gonna feel tension generate in the hamstrings here. Now from here, I'm gonna reach down, I'm gonna grab my kettlebell and tip it back. Okay, once I tip it back, I need to get active with my lats, and I need to activate my upper back and get my back nice and tight. So I'm gonna pull the slack out. So boom, I'm kind of dragging the kettlebell into the ground with my lats. That's getting everything engaged. That's number 1. That right there, you're set up, you're ready to rock and roll. From there, we're gonna go into the hike. So the hike is very important. I'm here, I'm not dragging the kettlebell on the floor. I'm gonna be actively pulling it up into the crotch. So my aiming point, bottom of my wrists, are gonna be in my crotch. I'm pushing that kettlebell back between the legs. So it's an actual hike. We're loading up the hips so we can get as much power out of the hips as possible. So we need to get that kettlebell back in deep. And I'm gonna be doing that by pulling with the lats and loading up the hips. So it'll look like this. I'll do a start, stop, hike. Hike, back down. Hike, back down. So the start position, hike, and stop position right there. So start, hike, stop. The stop position is the same as your start position, all right? Now, what you'll notice is there's a little bit of elevation with my shoulders, not much, and I'm also kind of extending the legs just a little bit, just to keep tension in the hamstrings. That's with your hike. It's very important that we have a good hike, because now we're gonna go into the snap of the kettlebell. We're gonna let it float up. Now with the snap, a couple things. With the arms, I prefer the elbows soft. There's some ways you can teach it. Elbows are straight out here. I prefer them soft. You're gonna keep your shoulder blades nice and tight. So as we snap that kettlebell out, I'm gonna stay hollow. So I'm gonna stay tight with the core here, as if somebody was gonna punch you. As that kettlebell floats up, we're looking to get it about heart height. Once it gets heart height, I'm gonna actually stop the kettlebell with my lats, and I'm gonna actively pull it back into the hike. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do a start, stop, swing, just one swing. So hike to a swing, set back down. Set back down, right? So it's activated the whole time, exploded with the hips. What you're thinking about with that, squeeze the hips, squeeze the quads, extend the knees, extend the hips. Do not overextend. So I'm straight up, hollow, nice and tight. Act like somebody's gonna punch you in the stomach. Boom, right here. I prefer here, breathe out right there. Explode with the hips, breathe out. As you pull it back in, you're breathing in through the nose, breathing out again. So now I'm gonna do 3 swings. So start, hike, swing, repeat for 3, and then I'll set it back down. Set back down. So that right there, 3 keys to your Russian swing. The setup, the hike, the snap, staying activated, staying in a good rhythm the whole time, focusing in on your breathing as well, keeping the upper body activated. So don't get loose here. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Staying activated. Boom. Controlling that kettlebell, okay? Once it gets out here, again, we're actively pulling it back, put those lats back into another hike so we can explode again. That right there, 3 keys to maximizing your kettlebell Russian swing.